It's time to have our monthly health spot now. This is presented, of course, with the help of the Cwm Taf Morgannwg Local Health Board. And today we're talking about RCT People First. And I've got some guests in the studio here. And in fact, I'll introduce you to a lady called Emma first. Tell me about RCT People First.
Hi everyone. RCT People First is a self-advocacy organisation that is set up for and run by adults with a learning disability. So we aim to make sure that people are having voice, choice and control over their lives and know about their rights. When they know that, then we make sure that people have a voice in the planning, development and monitoring of health and social care services.
It's to help people in the community who have learning disabilities, but to integrate into community life. That's what it's about, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and to make sure that they're having a say over the things that matter to them.
So an actual direct involvement.
Yes, so we support people to take part in meetings, to organise events, conferences, anything really. Our workload is set very much by our members. We are led by them.
Okay. Now, Chloe is a member of this group. Tell me what your involvement is.
So I first started in People First back in November of 2021. I just recently moved out and I was looking for volunteering. And I came across Emma, who was coming to the complex where I live. And she asked me to help with admin work throughout. And ever since then, I've been volunteering for them whenever I can.
Marvellous. OK, why do you think it's important that someone with a learning disability volunteers?
For me, I think for people with a learning disability, I need them to have that experience. I want them to have that choice. I think it's important that they have that chance to be able to show other people out there what they can do and what they're capable of, because it's not just a label. They can do something. Yes,
you can actually have an input.
Yeah.
You can help.
Yeah, definitely.
I see. What sort of problems do people face, Emma?
And some of the barriers are access. That's access to physical buildings. It can be accessible information. People don't always understand. Communication is a huge barrier. Transport, there's lots of issues around transport for people who get in places. Not everybody can travel independently. Very few of our members actually drive. I was going to say lack of opportunities.
Yeah, transport
is information.
Yeah.
People don't know where to go for information sometimes. And like I said, when the information is there, it isn't always in an accessible format. So that there are lots of barriers at the moment.
So I suppose it's about thinking through the process, isn't it? Because the sort of barriers you talk about aren't necessarily obvious to someone who isn't facing these issues.
No, because they think it's going to be harder than it is, when actually that person faces a lot of barriers on a day-to-day life without them even knowing.
Just getting there, sort of thing, really.
And just getting up out of bed sometimes.
Yes, I suppose so. And I guess it's different for every individual, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Which is another thing. So the people, people working in this field have to have a very broad range of skills, I would think, to steer people like Chloe in the right direction. So you can, and you're having a huge input. I can see that you are actually chair of the Regional Learning Disabilities Group.
Yeah.
Are you proud of that?
Very. I got offered back last February for the input of the job. And it was actually my first time being paid as a staff member. Then I was able to then put the input of my lived experiences and other people's into these meetings of saying, like, right, this is what we encounter and how can you help us and how can we input that to make a change. So that's kind of what my job is.
How has doing that job benefited you?
Massively. I've been able to gain my confidence in public speaking. I've been able to gain my independence in travel training. I've also been able to be more confident in myself, and also the fact that I'm in love with the job. I absolutely love my job. And I've said this from day one, since volunteering. I've always loved a job, but since this, I've realised this is something that I think not just me, but a lot of people with disabilities should have that opportunity to have, because we can put a massive impact on it.
So you've come from a position where you might have found it hard to get to somewhere where you can volunteer, and then you've worked out how to do that with the help of everybody. And when you've got there, now you're performing a real role that's making you proud of it, and is every bit as good as anyone else could do.
It's incredible, and the people I work with are just as good because they're there to support you in that role, and they're able to say, right, if you need help in anything, we're there for you, but you are able to lead it in a way.
Marvellous. Rhian, tell me what sort of opportunities people with learning disabilities have in the world of health.
Okay, so I am Rhian, and I'm the Learning and Development Business Partner in Cwm Taf Morgannwg. And as part of my remit, I look after, oversee a programme called Project Search. So Project Search has been running in the Health Board for about 3 years. It started in the Princess of Wales Hospital, and we work in conjunction with Elite Supported Employment and the local college. So they offer us a jobs coach and a tutor, and we take on interns with a learning disability and or autism, and they come to us on three-month rotations starting in the September through to the June, and they rotate into different departments of their choice. We usually find that they want to taste portering, catering, admin, clerical type work. A lot of them have gone into radiology. We've got fantastic support from pharmacy, and they taste jobs and they go back to the classroom at the end of the day. They reflect on that. They do all their core learning, which is a requirement of Welsh Government for all CTM staff. They have additional training through the college, literacy, numeracy, etc., with the view that potentially there could be a job, or we're getting them job ready, or go into the world of volunteering. And we launched Project Search in Prince Charles Hospital in September. So they're just coming to the end of their rotations now. We have a fantastic graduation ceremony for them. And we're looking to launch Project Search in our RGH Royal Glamorgan site from September this year as well. We've employed, off the top of my head, I think it's 12 young people we've employed across the health board, 16 in total. Those have gone into external jobs, one being the co-op. I can't remember the other ones, but they've gone into volunteering as well. So it's making a real difference and an impact to their lives, and they're just wonderful young people that want that opportunity, and why not? They learn the job through the jobs coach. Once the job coach and the learner is happy that they can do the job on their own, they're then guided by a mentor from CTM, and they just work like you, me, Chloe.
Like I say, you've got to give that person the opportunity to do it, because otherwise you're not going to have that experience yourself from learning from that person.
Exactly.
So somebody who's got a learning disability listening to this now, in a similar position to where Chloe was, someone who wants to come out and contribute to society, and particularly in your case, is interested in working with the health board or in health care in some way or another. How should they initially contact you? What is your method of, getting hold of you to start with?
The main method is through their local college. So if they're under the age of 24, they can go through to their local college to go on to the supported employment Project Search through them. They can reach out to Elite Supported Employment as well, because they offer wider opportunities for older people. There is a Project Search running for 24 plus. It's being launched and trialled, but that's something I think we would like to embrace as well, because why should there be an age limit? What is an age? It's nothing. It's just that chance for somebody to, smash that job. What we found with some of our interns, one young person in particular, he secured a job in radiology, and he meets and greets our patients down in the Princess of Wales Hospital, and he's just got an absolutely wonderful mannerism of putting people at ease that have got, worries, real health worries, and he's just a lovely young man, and lots of the patients would go into the manager saying, he's amazing, I feel so at ease, and they recognise that that's something that they needed in the hospital. So we're finding people are creating opportunities for them,
giving that other person then that's coming in to noticing that person,
Yeah.
giving them chance to say like, oh, this is actually making my day, and
Making a
this is actually
difference.
giving me
Yeah.
something to look at.
Yeah.
So, yes, absolutely. And the key to this is getting that first step done, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you come into a caring environment where people get that you have issues,
Yeah.
work out what they are, find a
Yeah.
way around them all, and
Yeah.
help you move on.
Because the
Yeah.
first step is always important. That's the biggest thing, and then the little steps afterwards are always easier.
And
Yeah.
that's not without its challenges. We've the last year significantly we've looked at what we've been doing with Project Search. I work with a lady called Helen Lloyd who coordinates it on a day-to-day basis. So we've put in place a manager's toolkit so that they can get training. Elite come in and do disability training with the staff as well, which is there's a massive uptake on that. We've got our mandatory training that we have to achieve as well through the Paul Ridd Foundation. And any support that we can give them on a day-to-day basis, but usually we find there's a fear factor. People they don't know what to say, they don't know how to act, and when you just get involved with that person, it's just naturally just can't, they just want to work, and those barriers tend to be smashed through that ability of working, and they tend to come to work for a completely different reason to me or you. It's because they want that engagement with people as well, which is fantastic. Chloe's laughing, she's nodding, but they want to engage. She's getting them out of the house and it's giving them a purpose, a different drive, and to see some of the interns so happy. I was with the interns a couple of days ago with Elliot, and he was just happy. He just kept telling me he was happy to be in work, and I'm like, yeah,
They're always happy
brilliant.
to work anyway. As long as you give them the chance, they will do anything for you.
Oh.
That's the type of people we are.
And it's catching too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Once you've got a
infectious.
few happy people about.
Yeah.
It changes
and
the
that's
whole
what
thing.
that's what I've noticed is the people I work with who haven't got a disability, they're like,
They're not happy, are they?
no. They realise, oh my God, they actually make you feel better
Oh yeah.
than they already felt before.
Yeah.
So
Well, feeling useful is a
definitely.
human trait, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone likes to feel useful and appreciated,
Yeah.
really. Yeah.
Yeah, value, definitely.
We've got a young intern up in pharmacy in Merthyr. His name's Evan. I hope his parents are listening.
Hi, Evan.
Hi, Evan. And Evan was so engrossed in his work in pharmacy and doing the jobs that other people didn't want to do. So, for example, the fire checks, which are really important in pharmacy, that even when he was on his holidays, he was phoning in every day to make sure that the fire checks had been done. So, he took it a real step further, and he's smashing the role up there, and fingers crossed, he'll get something more out of it, which is brilliant, and that's all you can ask for.
Yes, and before these initiatives were thought of, then these people would often be sitting at home twiddling their thumbs, wondering what to do.
We wouldn't do anything. We literally would be sitting there, like, doing nothing and being like, what are we supposed to do? What's our use in life?
This
So-
gives them purpose.
Yes.
Definitely.
So, Rian, when I asked you how do people get in, you said, well, through colleges and referral, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, or
But
people
can they
can come to
contact
me.
you directly?
Absolutely. I'm rian.lewis13@wales.nhs.uk. If you phone the hospital, ask for Rian Lewis in Learning and Development on 01443 443 443. Get a load of me remembering that. And I'll happily talk and signpost them. No problem at all.
And
No problem at all.
there are another 12 of you, are there?
Well, no, there's me looking after however many staff,
No, I meant
13,500
I meant
staff.
13.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unlucky for some.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, all three of you, for coming in today. It's been illuminating, actually, talking to you. I mean, Chloe's bouncing, with great joy at doing the role she does, clearly, and very well, too.
It's something that I want to continue, and I hope, I inspire people, and that's all you can hope for.
Oh, I think you do that. Absolutely do that.
Thank you, Anne.
And thank you to Rian.
Thank you.
And thank you to Emma, who spoke first.